watching today. Merry Christmas. Guys, this is one of my last recipes. I'm still on rice. After this, I'm going to be done with rice. But today, I want to share this recipe with you. This is my cabbage fried rice. Yes, cabbage fried rice. Guys, this is very simple and easy to follow. Just follow the steps and you'll get it. Thank you so much for being with me all through the year. I truly appreciate you. So if you're ready to see how I do this, please come into this kitchen and let's make this happen. Come on, guys, let's go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here are the ingredients I'm using today. I have the green habanero pepper. I have some green long pepper. I have some cabbage, which I have cut into very tiny pieces. You don't need to string it up. You need to cut it like you're making coleslaw. So it's very, very tiny in pieces. Not too tiny though. And I have other vegetables. So in a very clean pot, pour in your olive oil, and then you're going to pour in your shrimp. This shrimp has already been seasoned. You can see the name of the seasonings that I used here. So you start to fry the shrimp, and you fry it until it is golden in color. Then you take it out of oil and put it aside because you're still going to use that oil. Now we're going to parboil our rice. Put your rice in the pot, put it on the stove for a few minutes, and then you wash it thoroughly and put it in a sieve to dry. Now in that same pot that you used in making your shrimp, add some butter and then you melt it. Once the butter is melted, you're going to pour in this rice. Remember, this rice should not have any water in it. That's why you need to put it in a strainer for a long time so that you can get rid of all the water. Now you start to fry the rice. Make sure you're constantly turning. You don't want this rice to burn. Constantly turn until the rice has this beautiful golden color, very attractive golden color. Once it gets to that color, then it's ready and it's time to start to season it. So the seasoning that I'm using for this today is my fried rice seasoning. You add the fried rice seasoning, generous amount of it, and then you mix everything in. Guys, remember this is fried rice, so you get ready, you keep frying, make sure you keep frying. And like I said, don't take your hand off the stove and make sure your stove is low. Now add your other seasonings. The name is also there. The name of the seasoning I added here is there. You add your seasoning and you keep frying, keep mixing. Make sure you mix everything thoroughly. You don't want this to be burnt, keep moving it around until it's completely, dry. And then you add some water, or if you have meat stock, you add it at this point. You see some of the Maggi cubes refuse to, melt. I'm going to use the spoon to, melt it down. And then I'm going to cover this and just turn the stove down and let the water dry. You don't want this thoroughly cooked. You just want it like 50% cooked, not fully cooked. And once the water is dried, you open it and fluff it up again, and you turn the stove off and you put it aside. Make sure it's off the stove. You don't want the rice to continue cooking. Put it aside. And then you're going to get ready to saute the vegetables. Now to saute the vegetables, what you do is you put your butter in the pot, and once the butter is melted, you add your chopped, this is garlic. You add your chopped garlic first. After the chopped garlic is fried for a few minutes, maybe a minute or two, you add your chopped ginger, and then you fry it for another 1 minute or so. Make sure you fry, you keep turning, and then you add your green habanero pepper. That is if you want heat in your fried rice. Some people don't like pepper in their fried rice, but I do. So I added my habanero pepper, and here I'm adding my green long pepper. I'm going to mix everything up and let it fry for a few minutes, and then I'm adding the chopped onions. Guys, you have to be generous with onions here. I love onions in my fried rice, so I put a lot of onions, and you're going to mix it thoroughly. Remember, your stove should be on low heat. You're not really frying. You're sauteing this vegetable, so you don't want it to really fry. So you mix everything up thoroughly, and now I'm adding my fresh corn. It depends on what you want. You can add carrots or whatever, but these are the vegetables that I love to use with my cabbage rice. So I add my corn, mix it, and you allow this to also simmer for a few minutes, and then you add your lama beans. You can add peas if you don't have these beans. But I love the taste of these beans in my fried rice or jollof rice sometimes. And now adding the cabbage. You can see the way the cabbage is cut. It's not really stringy. It's cut into very tiny bits. Not too tiny, but at least moderately tiny. And you pour it in there with cabbage. Cabbage shrinks, so put a lot of cabbage. At least one whole cabbage will do for this quantity of rice. And then you mix everything up thoroughly. Keep mixing. Just make sure you make sure that everything is incorporated. You want everything to be balanced. You don't want the vegetables on one side, and you want to make sure everything is mixed up. Once that is done, you add your shrimp. When I add my shrimp, I don't mix it at this point. I just cover it and allow the shrimp to cook a little bit, just to get its own moisture, get some moisture to it. And then I mix it into the cabbage and the vegetables. You mix everything in. Guys, I promise you, I guarantee you this meal comes out really good each time I make it. So try it, maybe for New Year or for something. Try it, you will love it. You mix it in, and then I tasted for salt, and salt was okay. And now I'm adding the rice. You see, the rice is grainy. It's not stuck. It's not stuck together. It's not fully cooked. It's just like in grains. You add it there. That's what you need for this fried rice. You mix it up thoroughly, guys. Mix it, make sure everything is mixed, and then you try and check again. If you need some seasoning, you can add if you like. If not, you add the last ingredients. This is the spring onions. You add it in, cover it, turn off your stove, and let it just warm itself in there, and you mix it. Finally, guys, I guarantee you that if you try this rice, you're going to really fall in love with it. It's very tasty, especially the taste of the carrots going into the rice is very, very, very delicious, very nice. And you don't have to allow the cabbage to cook. When it's crunchy, it's really, really nice. But if you like, and also let it get soft. Thank you so much, guys, for watching me. I truly want to use this opportunity to say thank you for being there with me all through the year. God bless you.